can't offer you a sticky bun, I'm afraid. And I can't make head or tail of this CIA brief on Peshawar.
Richard's dead.
But don't be silly, that's his briefcase.
Shot, twice. He just left a meeting with some people.
Shot?
Twice. In the head.
Where is he?
St. Thomas's Hospital, the mortuary.
Who was he meeting?
Didn't he tell you?
No.
It was a scruffy, long-haired bastard, a motorbike getaway.
Maybe they made a mistake.
Maybe.
Go, those captions ready, Jim. Fine. Yes, Jerry, got that. Fine.
Hello, how do you do?
How do you do, Joan?
Fine,
Please
thank you.
have a
Stand
seat.
by, studio. Here we go, then.
Good evening. 3 weeks ago, the radical magazine Britain in Chains published an article which purported to name people associated with the Secret Service. Now, since that time, 2 of those named have been murdered. The most recent at 10:48 this morning, as he was leaving a conference on Turkish agriculture. Now, with me in the studio this evening is the man who wrote that article, Malcolm Russell, an independent journalist who has long been a thorn in the side of British security. Mr. Russell, don't you feel in any way responsible for the deaths of these men?
Not at all, Miss Winter. The facts I reported in Britain in Chains were perfectly responsible and well-researched pieces of journalism. Now, I can well imagine it must seem very fanciful to you that people actually earn their living as secret agents. The fact is they do. There they are. And I think that the taxpayers have a right to know about them and to know how they're interfering with all our basic freedoms.
But surely you realize that when that article was published, you'd put the men who were named at considerable risk.
Please. The people's freedom, France, nothing to do with me, Joan. Obviously, these people, whoever they are, feel they have some kind of grievance.
But wouldn't you agree, Mr. Russell, that the wives and children of the murdered men also have a grievance?
I'm not mad. Obviously, I have every sympathy with these men's families, but the world being what it is, surely if one was afraid to tell the truth simply because of a fear of imagined consequences, one would be guilty of cowardice.
Do you feel that to free the so-called oppressed people of Britain, that you have to write in such a way as to incite violence?
Miss Winter, I don't incite anything.
He wasn't, was he?
Wasn't what?
Some sort of spy.
Richard, of course not.
Well, why say it then?
What I believe they have a right to know.
Bastard, Russell!
If other people choose to take...
I hope he's proud of himself.
Where are you going?
Walking the dog.
Oh, very funny, you. And do you know what time it is?
Look, I just need to get some air, okay?
Zulu Echo. Package returned to Royal Crescent. Over.
Roger, Zulu Echo. Your message timed at 23:20. Zulu Echo, you are now logged as off watch.
Is there a nick round here? I fancy a nice cup of tea.
We've had a communication communication from Scotland Yard. Reference the Mitchell shooting.
Watch it, Tommy Agnew.
Hello, chaps. Small world, eh?
How's the gutter press?
Holding the balance as best we can. I say, you people have been taking a bit of stick recently.
What people is that, Tommy?
Oh, come on. Don't be so coy. Poor chap Mitchell and the Dublin judge.
Absolutely not. Nothing to do with us.
Word of honor.
For God's sake, we're not at school now, Agnew minor.
Tell me, what's this chap Malcolm Russell on about?
You tell us. You're the press baron.
Morning, Charlie. Bloody shame, though. Young Mitchell had a bright future.
His real name was Jackson.
Oh? No relation to Shagger Jackson, who blew up the fruit machine in KL.
No. Can I give you a lift?
Thanks. This joker, Russell.
Yes.
Nothing must happen to him.
Perish the thought?
That is a directive from the committee.
No, Willie, it was at my behest.
Mitchell's partner is taking it badly.
Name of Benman?
Ewan Benman. We picked him up from Oxford, where the Royal Marines had sent him. He's a commando, trained parachutist, and something of a marksman.
I'll have a word.
But the merciful goodness of the Lord endures forever and ever toward those that fear him, and his righteousness upon their children's children. We have entrusted our brother Richard to God's merciful keeping, and we now commit his body to the ground.
Which one is Benman? Well?
Tall one in the middle, standing next to the crumpet.
He doesn't look an extreme sort of character to me.
Neither did Vladimir Ilyich Lenin.
Oh, yes, he did. Terrible business.
Yes, not a bloody thing will be done about it.
I've been asked to have a word with you, Mr. Benman. Miss Richardson, may I steal him for a short while? This is your car, is it?
Yes.
And may I suggest that you drive back and Mr. Benman can travel with me? Let me introduce myself. My name is Percival.
Captain Aubrey Percival, Ministry of Defense.
Well, that's all. There's nothing more. No invisible ink. Danny, take us to Mr. Benman Street, will you? Not too near his front door.
Sir.
Now, what can you tell me about Richard Everard Mitchell?
Richard? He's a nice guy. Liked his beer, played a good game of cricket. He's first-rate at his job.
Family?
I believe he was an orphan. Anyway, he was a bit of a loner. He had a couple of girlfriends during the 3 years that I've known him. I mean, steady ones.
And who were those people at his funeral?
I don't know. Relations.
They were his mother and father. Their name is Jackson. The two young girls were his sisters. Their name is Jackson. What does that tell you?
That Richard's name was originally Jackson. Unless his mother married twice.
Well, she did not marry twice.
I see.
Surprised?
Not in this business.
Richard was everything that Britain in chains alleged. He was a secret agent.
Well, so am I. And I don't go around with a false identity.
You're not a secret agent. You're a civil servant analyzing economic intelligence. Richard was a spy. Why am I telling you this?
Either because you want me to do something, or because you want me to refrain from doing something.
Richard works in a dangerous and secret world. He was well aware of the risks he ran.
And the judge in Dublin? And the others on the list? and the future revelations this little creep Russell's going to make.
All very regrettable. That's why I trust that this conversation
And I trust we're going to rub him out.
And who would be fine to do that?
Me. I would do it.
Danny, stop the car. And then reflect as you sit in your number 37 bus on the morality of a democracy committing murder to avenge your friend's death.
I didn't mean vengeance, Captain Percival. I meant to stop the guy before he does any more damage.
Which is the more heinous? Russell's subversive scribbling or an act of murder by the state? Drive on, then. Detective Chief Superintendent Miller. I'm sorry to arrive unannounced.
Oh, I've heard about you, Captain Percival. You go around having people removed, so the story goes.
In this case, Mr. Miller, quite the reverse, I assure you.
In this case?
Precisely.
Well, I've been around far too long to believe you've come all the way over to Scotland Yard to help me. So what can we do for you, General?
I'd like to see the surveillance material on Malcolm Russell. I expect you have him under static and mobile 24 hours a day.
And where would I get the manpower for that?
Ah. I presume you at least rise to a telephone intercept?
Yes. And we do our best to keep our eye on him.
If I were to send someone round, say, every 4 hours, would you give them a copy of any intercept and other material concerning Russell?
If I have to, sir.
Splendid. I'm always moved by the cooperation between our two organizations.
What about Mitchell?
I'm sorry?
Mitchell. I thought you'd like to know how the murder investigation was going.
Oh, my dear Chief Superintendent, we know who killed Mitchell.
So, sit down. How is your tale?
Amateur.
We want you to go to Cuba. Share your techniques with other writers. Explain how you survive.
You mean how I get away with it?
Also, maybe Cuba more healthy for you, Tavarish.
I'm doing a good job here. With Phil in Hungary now, you need me here.
Malcolm, you're useful, you amuse us, but we don't need you.
So how can I be more useful?
I won't keep you long.
Where precisely do you fit into all of this, Captain?
Please sit down. I'm disappointed in you, Benman.
In what respect?
In this respect, dear boy. You did write this, didn't you?
Where the hell did you get hold of that?
The most lucid outline of Russell's leftist activities, accurate details of his habits, his home, his car, together with a recommendation that other agencies be briefed to kill him.
Are you entitled to possess such highly classified documents?
Yes. Now, understand this once and for all. Her Majesty's government does not arrange the deaths of unpopular journalists or anyone else who irritates us. Good God, boy, we'd be knee-deep in them. My own personal prejudices would fill Oxford Street end to end.
Look, I'm serious.
I know. That's what worries me.
I'm a responsible civil servant who's seen his colleague and friend walk out of our office to talk to Turkish agriculturalists, for God's sake, and get his brains spread across the street because some
Some bloody trot scribbler's got the law by the balls.
I don't think you're alone in feeling outraged.
What? No. No, of course not.
Ewan, this document would do you no good at all. So we're all going to behave as if it never was written. All right?
No, it's not all right. And that's not going to solve anything. But it's just typical of the way the establishment reacts when something awkward crops up. You people let terrorists get away with murder rather than upset the international apple cart. Ethics. Ethics, you call it. Well, I call it cowardice.
Wasn't that the word that Russell used to justify his behavior?
Don't play the Jesuit with me, Captain. And don't worry. I can see I'm wasting my time trying to interest the system in friend Russell. I mean, he's only targeting human beings, isn't he? He's not damaging the precious economy. I'd like to see HMG's morality. If Russell was a threat to IC bloody eye.
Oi, Sergeant.
Yeah.
You better get these over to Captain Percival. God only knows what good they're doing. Listen, ask him. Ask him if he knows who this geezer is.
Benman, Ewan, Dulwich School, Royal Marines, Lieutenant. Confidential reports indicate a good worker, if a trifle rash, a bit immature, highly intelligent, inclined to be a bit of an individual.
Rather too much of one for my taste.
Well, what's wrong with being individual? I'm sure I'd feel strongly if Mitchell had been my friend.
Then we must be grateful that he wasn't.
Hello? Oh, just a minute. It's Sir William.
Yes, Billy?
Now, look, Aubrey. Benman is acting like an adolescent addict of pulp fiction. He's just wrecked a possible meet between Russell and a Soviet agent, Anatol Levkin. The best chance yet we've had of catching him red-handed.
What do you want me to do?
Talk to him again. Say you like him.
Yes, I do, but he's not my bit.
I mean, the left wing would have a field day if they suspected an officer of the intelligence community was plotting Russell's murder.
Do you think he is?
Well, I don't think he's got a crush on the guy. We want Russell in custody, not dead.
Sir William wants Malcolm Russell behind bars. He's also obsessed with the idea that Benman is after Russell's blood. Have we a psychiatric report on the boy?
Yes. According to Dr. Anstruther, he is considered to be rational.
Oh, thank God for that. You cross-checked this with similar data on other Foreign Office personnel?
Yes, 70 other people. Flossie here considers he is the only one capable of committing murder for strongly held private beliefs.
You think I'm going to kill Russell?
I think of all the people who might want to, you're out in front by a furlong. No one could blame you for being outraged at the death of your friend. And if you walked into Russell's flat and given him a punch on the nose, I've no doubt a resounding cheer would have gone out from your colleagues at the Foreign Office. But you didn't. Here are photographs of you watching his flat at midnight, tailing him in Fleet Street, lurking outside his favourite pub near Little Venice. All of which caused considerable friction in certain quarters and took me several hours to explain away without getting you fired from analysis and briefing.
Well, thank you. Captain, I listened to your advice. Yes, to be honest, I did consider killing him. To prevent more damage to the nation. He's an evil bastard. But I'm not God. Now, please, believe me, not a chance. Actually, I'm thinking of getting married.
To Sheila?
How did you know?
We met at the funeral. Also your file.
Of course. I still have a future, haven't I?
Indeed, yes. We all make the occasional error of judgment. Put these in the shredder, then there'll be nothing against you.
Thank you, sir.
I'm so glad to have met you.
You can tell Captain Percival that Russell's just left his flat. Yeah, and as today's Thursday, he'll be going to that pub near Little Venice. Yeah, every fortnight. He never misses it.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. Special branch say Russell's just left his flat, sir.
Alert, Danny, will you?
Ewan, I'm home. Oh, I missed you.
You've only been gone 8 hours.
More.
Listen, I've got to pop out for an hour or two, okay?
Can I come?
I'll see you later.
Sex mania.
I'll be back about 8.
Don't forget Sue and Andrew are coming to supper.
Warwick Avenue.
Good news. You've been accepted for training as a KGB agent. Do not change your attacks in the press, but do nothing to attract too much interest.
Right.
Celebration drink?
In a few weeks, you will be provided with instructions for travel.
Where to?
First France, then Italy, then a change of passport and Moscow. You are very privileged.
Don't say a bloody thing.
Well, Well, gentlemen, Captain Percival has some good news for us.
For some years now, we've been running an operation to place a supposed left-wing extremist inside the KGB. I'm happy to report, gentlemen, that at 1854 hours yesterday, our agent was informed of his acceptance by Moscow Center.
Any problem?
Nothing I couldn't handle.